Yo, what's going on, guys? Mush back at it with another video. Want to talk all about something that has been heavily speculated on, and that is the potential of Fallout 3 and Fallout New Vegas getting remasters or remakes, however you want to view it. Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion obviously got its remastered release earlier in 2025, and obviously some mixed receptions on that. I think people love Oblivion as a game. There are some elements of the game that, do come across a little dated, but also the optimization and PC performance of the Oblivion remastered left a lot to be desired. And not to take anything away from the PlayStation version of the game and the Xbox version, those versions weren't great as well. And now they're porting the game to the Nintendo Switch too, so good luck on that one. However, still the idea of Fallout 3 and Fallout New Vegas getting remastered is pretty exciting, even with Oblivion being a bit of a blunder. We thought that Virtuous Studios was going to be the one to handle the Fallout 3 and New Vegas remaster, and they still might be doing that. However, this speculation and this next bit of info does leave me to be a little bit skeptical as well, as now it looks like Iron Galaxy Studios is going to be involved with the development of Fallout 3 Remaster. At least it's speculated on as far as their LinkedIn page, and a post on that. Today's our February company meeting. It's time to catch up with what the company's been up to and what's coming up next for Iron Galaxy. And they do have a please stand by logo on their computer desktop that's imaged, and that is straight out of Fallout. Now, the speculation has begun that Iron Galaxy are the ones working on Fallout 3 and New Vegas. Ultimately, they could be helping out with it as a support studio. That could be what's going on. And, in fact, in the past, Iron Galaxy has actually been tasked to do PC ports of existing games that were being worked on. For example, they worked on the Arkham Knight port on a PC, and they worked on the Last of Us Part 1 port. Me just bringing up those games as two of the titles that Iron Galaxy has worked on, does that make you guys all that confident on how these games are going to turn out, given that Oblivion was already, that remaster didn't turn out all too well, and Bethesda open world games don't have the best track record for being completely smooth on PC? And on consoles, for that matter, as well. And again, Iron Galaxy worked on Last of Us, worked on Batman Arkham Knight, and in fact, with Batman Arkham Knight and Last of Us, I want to say that those games really got better after the major studios took over in optimizing those games. Rocksteady with Batman Arkham Knight, and Last of Us Part 1 with Naughty Dog. And let it be known, those two games, it's not just a matter of, oh, these games are bad PC ports. No, they are all-time awful PC ports. Like, there's levels to bad PC ports and mediocre PC ports. There's stuff like, Mafia the Old Country and Metal Gear Solid Delta Snake Eater, just as relatively recent games, crashing nonstop, Unreal Engine 5 errors. Nonstop might be a stretch, but crashing fairly frequently. And then there's Batman Arkham Knight, and then there's Last of Us Part 1, which are orders of magnitude worse. Batman Arkham Knight, Last of Us Part 1, you throw in Star Wars Jedi Survivor, Marvel Spider-Man 2, and we're talking about those games at launch. Those are all-time terrible, insulting PC ports that there is no question, no doubt about it, that those games, they knew it was terrible when those games were being released. Like, they are so bad that it couldn't be, oh, we just didn't know that it was coming out. No, they knew it was terrible, and they were just releasing it anyway to get your money, and then it was a case of, okay, once we get more feedback from people, we'll work on optimizing it. That's how terrible those games are. I can't really quantify just the level of atrocity that Batman Arkham Knight and Last of Us Part 1 was, but again, that's what Iron Galaxy Studios has worked on in the past. Now, to be fair to Iron Galaxy, they've worked on some other stuff that hasn't been so terrible, but when you're talking about that coupled with Fallout inherently being a title that could potentially have some problems, and us coming off the heels of the Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion remaster having its issues, this just sounds like disaster waiting to happen, and maybe they'll do a good job with it, I don't know, but that doesn't make me all too confident in that. And it could be a case of maybe Virtuous is handling the core elements of the remake, and then Iron Galaxy is going to work on porting those games to PC. I could totally see that, but does that make you any more confident? Virtuous just dropped something that was fairly mediocre in Oblivion Remaster, and then imagine Iron Galaxy takes something that was already fairly mediocre in terms of optimization, and then they're the ones porting it. Like, that doesn't sound like something that would be an absolute home run, but I don't know. Let me know what you guys think. Am I getting a little bit too worried for nothing? Maybe you guys would disagree. And again, like I said, Iron Galaxy Studios, it's not just that they've worked on Batman Arkham Knight and Last of Us Part 1, but those are PC ports that they were handling, and like I said, you're talking about not just bad PC ports. You're not talking about even, like, really bad PC ports. We are talking all-time atrocities. Guys, you hear me have meltdowns about PC versions all the time. Think about that when I say that this studio has put out 2 of the worst PC versions in history, bar none. Like, it's not even debatable. It's not even a situation of, oh, you're being too negative on it. No, it's that bad. Now, to be fair, like I said, they've worked on other things. They actually were involved in the Uncharted Legacy of Thieves collection, which had some issues, but certainly wasn't that bad. They were involved with Metroid Prime Remastered, Crash Bandicoot 4, Spyro Reignited Trilogy, a lot of work alongside Activision, and they were involved with the Skyrim Nintendo Switch port, which I believe that ended up being okay as well. But again, when you're talking about 2 all-time terrible PC ports, and couple the fact with that this game is coming off the heels of Oblivion Remastered, which that game also had its fair share of issues, that when you couple all of this together, at the very least, it may be something to be worried about. It's at least something to be considered. And bear in mind, it's a Bethesda open world release. A Bethesda game, even if it's not handled by Bethesda Game Studios directly, inherently, you expect some nonsense to go with it. Starfield had its nonsense. Fallout 4 had its nonsense. Bro, you know that there's gonna be some nonsense involved in terms of the optimization. And if you're talking about it running on UE5, like, bro, at that point, we're talking about it being potentially something that does have a lot of issues, and I'm sure it'll still be good. I'm sure people will still really like it, even if there are some technical issues. Fallout 3 and Fallout New Vegas especially are just beloved games, but, you know, in the case of the optimization on PC, and maybe it's something that you just should expect, that Bethesda games like this are gonna have its issues, but Iron Galaxy being involved again with their track record, and I hate to, you know, wash away everything else that they've done, because they have done, like, fine games in the past that ended up well, but any studio that has put out 2 all-time terrible games that are just embedded into my memory bank forever. Like, dude, I bring up the atrocity that is Batman Arkham Knight whenever we talk about bad PC ports, pretty much every year. It's Batman Arkham Knight, it's Last of Us Part 1, Star Wars Jedi Survivor, Assassin's Creed Unity. These are the absolute Hall of Fame of terrible PC ports, and any studio that is involved with 2 of those, they got a bit of a red flag attached to them in perpetuity. I'm sorry, that's just the way this game is played, and it does make me worried about that fact. I hope it ends up well, and beyond that, you also remember how Oblivion ended up, and it could be a situation that Virtuous is going to work on the core of the game and the remake, and then Iron Galaxy is going to work on optimizing the game for PC release, because that's what they've done a lot in the past, but, you know, a lot of their optimizations just haven't ended up that well, so let me know what you guys think. Is this still something you're cautiously optimistic for? Obviously, I will be, and we probably won't get a Fallout 3 remaster for quite a while. Probably another year or 2 minimum. But, you know, that does make me a little bit worried, if nothing else. But let me know all of your thoughts in the comment section down below, especially off the heels of Oblivion Remastered. And as always, guys, thanks for watching, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace out.
Hey, what's going on, guys? Mush here again. Hope you enjoyed the video. As you guys might know, YouTube's notification system is sometimes a little bit wonky, even if you're subscribed to the channel. Maybe you're not abundantly aware that I uploaded a video. To remedy that situation, make sure you hit the bell notification button. This way, whenever I upload a new video, and I try to upload as consistently as possible, you will be notified directly of the upload, and you can watch it as soon as it goes live. I would really appreciate if you guys hit that button so you can stay up to date with all of the content I'm posting. But as always, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace out.